Awesome. I hope you guys can hear me. I do some things on my computer. Make the audio work.
Got you, Josh.
Awesome, cool beans. Well,
All
welcome.
right.
Thank you. This is it's pretty cool. Who designed this? Pretty awesome. Welcome. What time is it? 4 minutes after. I give it one more minute to let people get in. While we're waiting, feel free to go to that website, defendtheweb.net. Make sure you guys are signed up and logged in. Yep, that is it. You can finish it. All right, I'm going to share my screen. All right, let me know if you guys can see that. You can see my screen, not the Zoom screen, but the Defend the Web website. And then, where is the matter? Nope. All right, nobody can see that. Oh, awesome. I'm guessing that worked. Uh, if you are able, guessing it's this one right here. Alrighty, cool beans. So really? I do? Alright, let me see what's going on. You have to let me know what it is. What about that? Is that better? Am I coming in clear?
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Alright, cool beans. Alrighty, I figured we'd try something a tad bit different than me going through or pretty much hand honing uh, on the assignments, the labs, and all. I figured I would let you guys give it a try yourself. So if you are on this website right now, you should see something a little bit different. But if you logged in, you should be able to see. something like this, something like this website, the homepage. I'm guessing that's not the one. This is being. Cannot see that. Close that. That. This one. Close that out. Close that out. From you guys' end, what are you seeing on your end? Is it just says defend the web?
The dashboard is what I see of Defender the web.
Okay. Um, so is my audio coming in bad for some of you? I'm trying to move it. Awesome. Okay, that's fine. Cool beans. Go to the dashboard. All right. I'll just keep it like this so I can know what you guys are seeing as well. All right. So yeah, back to what I was saying. I feel like you guys are ready to venture out and actually put hands on the keyboard. With this mindset and approach to things, it'll set you up for success for like bug bounties if you want to do a bug bounty program, or if you want to actually do some of the CTFs out there and just get into that mindset, that curiosity mindset of actually trying to attack a website or ways in setting up a game plan to attack a website or whatever, or do some type of pen testing or ethical hacking. So with that being said, if you guys are all on the dashboard, right, you should see something that says like level one, an intro to one or something. If you want to click on that intro to one, mine is a little different because I've started to make sure that these are already easy to approach and to pass for now. If you're on this site and then you see intro one, yours is going to be, I think, like a bluish color, blackish color, or some sort. And this is the first level, right? This is the first one. If you're given a website or IP address, or even if you're taking the OSCP or whatever, you're going to be given a website and an IP, and it's up to your job. It's your job to actually find a way to, poke holes into his website. And the only way you're going to do that again is getting hands-on by practicing your craft. Uh, so this one it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good intro to enumeration, and I believe I talked about enumeration a while back. And what enumeration is, if you've forgotten, it's just being curious about anything and everything about a website. And so if you read the article, it says the password and username is around here somewhere. Yeah, it says the password and username is on this website somewhere. Um, the only thing you're gonna need to pass this to the next level is your mouse and curiosity, curious mind. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give every one of you guys 5 minutes to try to solve this puzzle. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to come back. If you have gotten the answer to this and you moved on to the next level, please do so. Alert me in the chat by raising your hand or saying that I got it or something so I can know that everybody's on the right track and ready to move on. So I'm giving you 5 minutes to try to figure this out. Think like a hacker. Put your hacker hat on and try to solve challenge. Be right back. Are we still kicking? We're still going through? So yeah, if you are done, if you already solved the challenge. Oh man, what happened to this? If you go to, I believe it's if you go to, what is it, participants or something? Where did it go? It's fine. It is fine. All right, cool. Let's go back to it. All right. It is now 5 minutes after. So if you have not solved this challenge, let's go ahead and walk through it. Normally, when I introduce to something input field, I most likely would try to see if I can read the source file first. I see these input fields or whatever, but normally I try to do that last because most real world problems or whatever are devs out there, web devs. They leave some sort of comments in the source file, right? If you want to view the source file, there's a few ways to do it. You can do keyboards, or you can do something web developer, and pick one of these right here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it? Storage inspector. That probably work too. Web console toggle inspector. It will give you some sort of this. But my thing is, I like to see the entire source. So I usually just go here and view page source. I don't think you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. And normally it brings up the entire source page HTML for that page that you are in. And if you get here, you can see like these things called comments in the HTML file, right? And scroll, 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 read all this, and then by sometimes you will see something of this, where we have the password and username, and it's just that easy. And these are actual websites that some people have comments like this in their websites in the wild. Well, when I say the wild, the internet of things. But this was fairly simple, fairly easy. Just reading the source file and seeing comments in the source of the HTML. So once you do that, you'll be granted to the granted access to level 2. So let's move it on to level 2. Boom, 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 boom. And this one is a little more trickier, right? Uh, Same thing as approach. I give you guys 5 minutes. If you need a hint, you can just type hint in the chat, and then. But I'll give hints at least after 2 minutes of trying banging at the website or whatever. But same approach. Just be curious about it. Throw some input fields in here. Throw some SQL injections or anything. Take the same approach as you did in the intro to one. Uh, so with that being said, feel free to. You got 5 minutes. 2 minutes in, if you need a hint, you type in hint in the chat field. Happy hacking. Awesome. I don't really necessarily have a timer, so I'm just going off a random time, actually, pseudo time, pseudo 5 minutes. There we go. Um, I was gonna give a hint, but I think we're at the 5 minute mark anyway. If you have not gotten this one here, it's same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as the first one. Where you look at the source, and let's go to view page source, and it's somewhere in this massive amount of HTML code. There is a username and password. And so after you scrunch through this code or whatever, what are we looking for? We're looking for a username and password, right? And so we can hit something like a Control F to see if we can able to see something like password is in here. And bam, we have something that says password, right? We see this password, we see this span tag, which has a label of password, right? And we see something that says color RGB and something that looks funny and looks kind of weird that steps out or stands out in this all of this HTML class. So if I see something like that, I will normally, after reading the entire source code, I cannot interact with this page. But if I go back here and I type something, a key combination of Control Shift and C, Control Shift C is like the inspector of the source code, and so I normally would try to find out where I'm going in the page itself. And as you can see, it highlights it by scrolling over with my mouse, and I click there, and it automatically brings me to that portion of code that's in the web page itself. And so we've searched for the password key, and we found this here. And if we can, with the inspecting of the Shift Control C inspector web dev tool, we can interact with the website this way. And so I remember seeing this color, whatever, RGB 000. If you know anything about these hex colors and all, or you will see that the RGB is just another hex format for A. It's just invisible, pretty much. Don't show it. So what happens if I just delete that and hit enter? If I delete it and hit enter, it shows me the password is this. And I'm pretty sure if I've seen it for the password, it's probably on there for the username as well. So let's try the username. Interact with it again, and bounces. We see the username is fuzzy logic. The password is this whole long string of characters. So if you got that, congratulations. Awesome. So for the next one, right, I think it brings you to intro 4. But if you go into the URL, and you are to change that 2 into a 3, it'll bring you to the intro of 3. I'm not sure why it skips 3 and 4, but go into the URL where you see the last word of intro 2, just change that to intro 3. And it will bring you to the intro, the third task, or the level 3, or yeah, level 3 of the challenge. And take the same approach. Just be curious about how to interact with this website. Look at the input fields, and just keep your hacker hat on and hack away with it. What time is it? 6:30 right now, or 7:30 on my end. 5 minutes, and same thing as before. If you need a hint, type hint in the chat, and I shall do it in about 2 minutes. Yes, shift on the Windows box is Shift Control C to interact with the source code where you're able to highlight just different parts of the HTML file or the web page. So that's Control Shift and C all together on the Windows box. And I believe the Mac or Linux, Mac, I think is Command. I think they have a Shift key on there, but some of the same thing: Control, Command, Shift, C. Alrighty. I didn't see so many duns or got it in this one on this challenge. So that tells me that it was probably a little challenging um, for this challenge, for this JavaScript level 3. Um, now you don't need so much of a coding background or software developer background, but coding definitely understanding coding or HTML in this sense in Python, probably for most of the exploit devs and trying to send up a server or anything. Um, Python is definitely going to be a major player in the pen testing world, and understanding JavaScript and HTML will definitely help. But back to this level 3. Um, so yeah, again, we just do the same curious hacker mindset. Again, we try to play around with the input fields and looking at the source. And it says JavaScript. That was a tad bit of a hint for me when I was doing this. And this one actually, to be honest, this one took me a little bit longer than what I like to, and that's simply because going through all this, you can miss the answer. You missed the answer, and I went about it the wrong way. I went about it with a fast track mind, and I didn't see the answer until I actually just slowed down and actually understood the code and tried to see what's going on. And so, with that being said, JavaScript again was one of the hints, right? And so I will be looking through something like the script. And if you don't know what script is in HTML, that's pretty much JavaScript. Uh, just a different way to interact with the web page, right? So of course, nothing is here. I don't see anything that stands out too dramatically. Um, but yeah, so scrolling. We see another script tag here, right? We see another script tag, and it says var correct. I mean, that if that doesn't tell you, give you the answer, then hey, I don't know what will. But if you haven't gotten it, this is definitely the answer. So if you were to take this string here, you'll see it. Put that in this little password field here. I've already done it. And they'll give you the login. Congratulations. Awesome, awesome. So that's how you solve level 3. If it was a
So
little challenging, say again.
I was just going to say my approach to all of these has just been to do a search for like the word PASS.
Yep, yep. That is definitely a good approach to do this. Because again, password is in the front face of the website, so that is definitely a good approach to it. And searching that will definitely give you a lot of hits because pretty much all websites use that. And you kind of, if you're doing a bug bounty of some sort, you're testing a website out, testing the front face of a website. Uh, you're probably going to come across something that hints to a website password. I mean, to a user password, or probably the password itself. And it's just the beast of the nature of the beast in this one. Uh, a lot of people keep a lot of websites out there have default values or just commented out passwords or hidden fields with passwords in it and everything, like the previous challenge we just saw. So searching passwords, searching usernames, searching stuff like admin and the well-known usernames is definitely a good approach about this. So let's move on to the next level. Boom, there we go. Cool. And as you see, I have not done this one yet, so I will be attempting this one with you guys as well. This one is not green, but it's blue or black, whatever you want to call this color. So yeah, same thing on the previous. Just feel free to tag me in the chat if you need some help. 5 minutes. We can start at 6:40 or whatever. 5 minutes from now, I'll be back on. Alrighty. I think I saw a few more people who gotten it, more done's and gotten it in this challenge than the previous challenge. It's a good thing. Um, do I have to open the JSON file? Yes, you are. All right, I'm about to show you in the first place. Excuse me. Yep, it's going to be the same thing. This one was I want to say on the top of the intermediate level. If you've never done going through different paths or whatever in JavaScript, um, traversal. That's the word I'm looking for, path traversal. But same approach again. Looking through the source. Let me make sure I got this right. For some, I think some of you guys are asking about how to get to the source file. The easier way is to click inside of this box right here, the white box, and just hit right click and view source. Right click, view source. And it's going to bring up the source page of that code. This one is. So Tanisha brought up a good point. So let's see if we can find something by just Control F, and typing in password and see what pops up. We have a lot of hits on the word password. We see something that says hidden, and hidden with a input field. Interesting. Okay. Alrighty. So if I see something like that, I see that there's a path right here, right? And this is somewhat of a vulnerability. Um, if anybody knows what this vulnerability is, please feel free. I mean, this exploit is. Please feel free to write that in the chat box. But this looks curious. This looks weird inside of an HTML file. So if we were to go here, let's look this up. Copy that out. And then I go back to my playground for intro. Let's see if I tried it that way. And you asked how to open up a JSON file. Normally you can do it this way. If you have a box that doesn't interact with our input field, that doesn't allow you to read the JSON file, you probably just pull that file down with other Kali instances, some type of Kali tool or pen testing tool. Just pull it down and try to cat the file out or anything like that. But in this case, we saw that we can interact with the JSON file from the, and so this would be our username and password. As you already saw, I've already solved it, but that's how you solve level 4. Hope that was a good challenge for everybody because that one was pretty good. Alrighty, let's move it on. Yeah, about 10 more minutes. Let's move it on to level 5 because I want to answer any questions that anyone might have at the end. So yeah, level 5. I'm going to give 5 minutes on this one as well. This one is a little bit on the challenging side. But feel free. 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am back. Uh, so I didn't see too many duns in this one either. Oh, there's another one. So that's pretty good. If you have not solved this challenge, we are faced with a input box. It's actually an alert box for the password field for it. So I don't know. You can type something random or whatever, and it gives you invalid, unauthorized access, right? And so same thing happened as before. Let's see if we can actually read something in the source file for this one. And again, just be curious about it or whatever, about a web page. And so again, we can use the control left method and see if we see anything that stands out. And actually it does, actually. We see a variable, again, this is JavaScript. We see a variable named pass, and then if we're reading this code or whatever, we see prompt for password. And if you know JavaScript, it's pretty much asking for the alert box that says password inside of it. And whatever you pass to it, see if password equals to this, which if something that we put in, the input that is stored in this password variable is equal to this, then that probably tells me that this is the password, right? So I will copy that out. Go back to the web page, refresh it, and let's see if that happens to be the password. And that is the password. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is the password. We have about a good 5 minutes. We can continue to level 6. But I did solve this one on the other side, on the other account. But you're going to need another tool to get inside, to get the answer for level 6. I don't want to tell you the answer right now, but we can definitely continue this for our next week. Friday Night Labs. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. Again, this approach, I wanted to take this approach because what's a better way of learning than getting hands-on into actual pen testing, web testing, and ethical hacking. I hope this was fun for you, for all of you, and that you learned something new. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. Cool beans. Again, I like to take this approach because I myself are going to try to get into some of the bug bounty programs out there. And they are a lot like what the challenges that you see and where you're giving a scope or a website or a list of IPs that are in a scope range, and you're doing exactly what we just did here. We see a web face, internet site, or just the input box in a particular area of a website, and we're just trying to poke holes in it and see what we can find out of this website. And if there are vulnerabilities in it, hey, sometimes you get paid about it, sometimes you get recognition. But a lot of times these bug bounties, if the exploit or the bug or the vulnerability is pretty significant, you can make a pretty good buck out of these bug bounty programs out there. Again, the best way to get into bug bounties is to actually get into web testing, web application pen testing. Just keep practicing at it, and you will be good. You will definitely be among the best. But again, that's curiosity on the hacker's mindset. If there are no questions on my end, feel free to continue with level 6. But again, you're going to need some type of a very popular tool out there to figure this one out, because they're asking for it to pass and alter some parameters. I haven't done it, as you can see, but just from reading this and looking at the drop-down list, it seems like you have to pass some parameters, and I don't want to give it away too much of it right now. But feel free. Hope you guys have fun again, and that is it for me. Only way to get back to the dashboard. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty. Thank you guys for coming through. Have a good night. See you guys next week.